So this topics and discussion page on MVA, the reason it was created so we can talk about things. We don't want to poo-poo anybody's idea. We don't want to be negative towards people. We can have an opinion without having to be 100% right. I think one of the things that I see is people live in absolutes these days, and there's no such thing as an absolute. Now, even with science, what we once knew, it takes a few years, and we disprove what we thought we knew. And so I think as a coach, you have to have an open mind. I think that you can learn something from everybody and anybody. And sometimes ideas that are so out there, so outside the norm, sometimes people will attack it. But after a while, it becomes the norm. One of the things that I know was a very hot topic for a lot of coaches for a long time was the toe scrape and coming out of the blocks. And people were so, oh, I hate it, I don't like it. I'm like, you shouldn't live like that. There's going to be a time when you have an athlete and it's all about low heel recovery. And that's what we're trying to teach for an acceleration. So to poo-poo an idea that could help potentially an athlete achieve that, I think is not in the right mindset. You have to be open to it. I'm not saying that you do it. I think it could be a practical thing that you use. So they could toe scrape, and then eventually, once they get the concept of the low heel recovery, then they can start to take the toe scrape out. But it may be the only cue that you can use to get the athlete to achieve what you're trying to have them achieve. And so on here, we'll talk about a whole bunch of different technical things. I know that on my Instagram, I'll post things and I'll have people say things, and I just have to bite my tongue and not say anything. And a lot of times, what the things that are said on there are actually incorrect. And so I go back and forth on, do I even want to have a discussion with this person? Because the person is wrong, but I don't want to attack them or to belittle them on in front of other people. But on here, we're going to talk about the right things. We're going to talk about things from different aspects. We'll be contrarian just to be contrarian sometimes, because technically, the more you start to coach, the more you learn things. One of the things I heard recently from a coach was he doesn't believe in periodization. And I'm like, well, then you don't believe in coaching, because periodization is the basis and foundation of coaching. And so you may not think of it from a daily aspect, but your reasons for implementing things is because of periodization. You may not believe in the classical model, or you may have even created your own model, but to sit there and say, oh, I don't believe in periodization at all, or don't do periodization at all is ridiculous, because then you're just a coach who's doing the same thing every single day and not changing anything from week to week or day to day or anything like that. So on here, we're going to sit there and talk about those things and really delve into them. And it'll be a good place to be able to really come. And the greatest thing is this is free. I want people to be able to come and, eventually one day this will be one of the hot places to talk about track, not just, we're not going to talk about, daily who people voted for, who, all that kind of stuff. It's not what this is about on this website or on the message board. It'll be, let's talk and delve into track and the technical things and be coaches and be athletes and be students of the sport. So I'm excited to start this with a lot of you people.